Freddy's Huge Ask Podcast.
I was handing it to Chris Pratt and Antoine Fuqua, and those guys are amazing. At the outset, it was me, David DiGilio, who's the showrunner, who's kind of like what a director is for a feature film, a showrunner is for a series. But we put this thing together, and then Chris and Antoine and David DiGilio, the showrunner, they went out and shopped it.
You had ran the numbers. It's 118 minutes of time just on social media alone. Okay, this isn't even playing games, I guess. Well, I mean, I guess games kind of sort of, but don't count as social media if you hook them up to Facebook. But I mean, it's basically 2 hours of time.
Creative professionals are actually drawn to my work because they understand how vital it is to protect the asset, right? Which is your mind and your imagination.
Yeah.
And we're giving so much of that away.
Lunacy is a fairy tale. The full moon doesn't make us mad.
The full moon just illuminates the earth more, and we can notice more of our madness. So we see more of our lunacy. It's there all the time, but it's the full moon that we notice.
It's difficult for us humans, collectively speaking, to grasp the idea that we are animals.
What we love about ourselves is our intellect and our ability to think and innovate and create tools and technology and to talk. We're very chatty mammals, and it's a huge part of how a lot of us live. For the most part, I'm making a generalization here, but humans do put higher value on the thinking part of ourselves and not necessarily the emotional, physical, and I would say this primitive mammal part of ourselves that's instinct driven.
It is amazing how cells, whether they're foreskin cells, whether they're tumor cells, how well they can grow outside of the body. And it's a little scary because it tells you that when the controls are removed from these cells, they can just grow and grow and grow. It's not just the foreskin fibroblasts that will grow into 4 acres. It's also tumor cells that we take out of patients and throw in a dish.
Tumors can actually grow up to 4 acres if you just give them the keys to the candy shop.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we have tumor cells that have been in culture for decades.
Nature evolves, or whatever you want to call it, is constantly micro adjusting to circumstances.
Yeah.
It's humans that get this, like, I can do this one thing. And if I don't do this one thing in this one way, in this one role, I'm an abject failure and life isn't worth living.
And it's intoxicating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the little hit of dopamine or whatever it is, and you're like, see, I knew it. And then you try and go for that next hit, that next level of whatever, and it never comes. And then what happens is a year passes, 2 years pass, 3 years pass, and then you're like, what did I do with my life?
You know that feeling when heat is rising up your neck and you think, don't cry. And so this person said, you're obnoxious, annoying, your narrative voice is grating. I said, would you like to see more? What was I thinking? And this person said, if I had to read one more word, Ruta, I think I would hang myself. And I don't think people see those, those situations. It seems like, oh, it's a #1 New York Times bestseller. No, oh my gosh, give me a fistful of matches. I was ready to burn it all down.